All right, friends, so comfortable seats. I got my assistant here, Betty. Is she going to be in the shot? I don't know. We'll see. But if you need to take any cues from another person, please take the cues from Betty. She loves Shavasana. It's her favorite. All right, friends, so let's sit up nice and tall. For the practice, if you'd like to have a couple of blankets, a couple of blocks, a bolster, or if you have more things, please include them. If you don't have like yoga props per se, use couch cushions, pillows, towels, whatever you have around the house. This is a practice that is meant to be accessible to everybody, okay? All right, so sitting up nice and tall, crossing at the shins or the ankles, and then just gently rock forward and back until you find your shoulders over your hips and you feel like you're sitting up nice and tall. So maybe just kind of untuck the buttock flesh away from your sitting bones so you feel really grounded. So if we are having any kind of anxiety, grounding is one of those things we want to do to get back into our bodies. And this practice is perfect for that. So once you find center, left to right, and front to back, I invite you then, my friends, to close your eyes and be here with me. Be here now. And slowly take that breath in through your nose. You may notice that slight pause, that lingering at the top before the exhale begins. And now go ahead and exhale it out slowly and smoothly. And keep inviting that breath into your body. Nice and slow, and even slower, exhale it out. Just a few more centering breaths. And we'll get into our first posture. And as we are sitting here breathing so calmly, do a brief, quickly but not too quickly body scan from head to toe, just kind of noticing where you're holding tension. So if you're clenching your teeth or, wrinkling your forehead, soften those spaces now. And if that means you need to actually physically touch your head, do that. Smooth out the forehead. Maybe bring a finger to the third eye space in little circles, encouraging softness here. And you can do the same thing with your hands. You can bring your hands to your jaw where the hinge joint is. And just gentle, small little circles there, encouraging softness and relaxation. No tension. And reverse, just little circles, not too much pressure. If you happen to be one of those people that clench their jaws at night, this is a helpful exercise to do before you fall asleep to encourage that softness before you drift off to dreamland. And then leave a little space in between your top and your bottom teeth. Nice, smooth breathing here. Checking in with your posture once again. If you started to slouch, just press down into your sitting bones and grow tall on your inhale. And gently, before you open your eyes, just bring your chin down slightly. And begin to open your eyelids, flutter your eyes open, come back to this space. Let's switch the crossing of our shins. So the other shin is in front, balancing out this nice gentle hip opener here. All right, so chin is level, stay for an inhale. Now exhale, let's drop one ear to the shoulder. I'm gonna drop my right ear to my right shoulder. Just opening up. I think it's nice to kind of start from the head and work our way down, addressing all of our needs this morning. And each time we come, our needs are going to be a little bit different. Maybe it's still the low back, but maybe a different part of the low back. Again, depending on your activity, what you've done, if you've been gardening or walking Or sometimes if you've just been a little too inactive, right, the body will start to stiffen up and feel a little sore. I know for myself, if I am not active like 2 days in a row, my body starts to scream at me. I don't like it when she screams, so I try to keep moving. All right, now option here, you can stay right here with the head drop, or you can bring that right arm over your head, adding a little extra sensation. And if it's too much sensation, which turns into pain and discomfort, then go ahead and release the arm. Another option, you can take that left arm, bring it out to the side, reach those fingertips towards the earth. So right now I can feel that space I'm creating in my left side of my neck. I'm going to breathe a little fuller and deeper into that side, and then exhale, maybe go a little more on the head tilt. Never forcing my body into anything it is not ready for. Stay for one more inhale. Good. And then exhale. You can bring that left arm back and let it rest on the leg if you took it out to the side. Now keep your hand on your head and gently tip your chin towards your collarbones, but it's still kind of at a cockeyed, still at an angle. Just working a different part of the neck and shoulders. And then slowly inhale, bring your head up, right hand comes down, and then just a little gentle swivel left to right. Gently turn your head side to side. Good. I hope you have lots of fun stuff planned for today. I get to go meet up with a former colleague, and now she's a yoga teacher. So we're going to talk a little yoga. It'll be great. I can't wait. Stay for another inhale. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. And then option just to stay here right now. We're going to be here for the longest portion of this stretch. Nice full deep breaths in. You can take your right hand, smooth out that skin on the neck. Just kind of feel that stretch. And then encourage a little lymphatic drainage, just all that fluid, depending on where you are in the world. I woke up at 5:30 this morning, so I've been up for a couple hours. But if this is like the early part of your day, then the face might feel a little puffy. So this is nice to kind of smooth it out and drain all the lymph out of our face and neck. And then if you want, go ahead and add that left arm around the head, adding a little bit extra sensation. And that sensation might feel different from the other side, as long as it's not painful. There's always a little element of discomfort when we come into some of these yin postures, as long as it's not painful. Keep taking those nice full deep breaths in. And then, of course, third option here, add that right arm, fly it out to the side, reach those fingertips towards the ground, but find an angle where you feel the most sensation, where you're going to get the most benefit. Oh, my friends, I can't even tell you how amazing it feels to be back on Insight Timer. I missed it so much. So I'm so glad you all can be here with me today. And if you receive benefit from this practice, please feel free to donate any amount. Take 2 more breaths here. Good. And then slowly bring that arm back in and keep that hand on your head. Just gently bring it to the back of your head. And then now an angled tilt. So bring your chin closer to your chest. So still at a little tilt to the left, but now the chin is drawn down towards your collarbone. So stretching out another part of your neck. Beautiful. Another inhale. And exhale, release the hand from the head. Inhale, float your head up. And a couple turns left and right. Good. All right, and now bring your head back to center. And get a little bit more into Let's see, we have tight calves, fear, low back, shoulders, neck, head. All right, let's get into the shoulders. Let's do it, my friends. I want to incorporate a lower body as well. So we're going to take ourselves off of anything that we might have been sitting on because we want to definitely make contact with the earth. Now, if you feel like you're going to need a blanket, you can have a blanket close. I'm going to take one leg over the other. So a little shoelace, or in a traditional class, we call this cow face, like Gomukhasana. But in our yin practice, the names are a little bit different because, right? Does anybody know why we name them different names than in our hatha practices or vinyasa practices? It's because it's a different intention, right? We're not looking to go into the deepest expression. We want to find that balance of effort and ease. So we're going to feel something, but not too much. This is where you get to control how much you feel. Okay, so like I said, I wanted to get into the shoulders. So we have shoelace on the legs, upper arms or body. Upper body is going to go more into eagle arms. So I'm going to take my opposite knee or opposite arm on top. So left arm on top, wrap the arms once, maybe twice. And then you can let those elbows just rest. I want to definitely time this posture. So let's be here for 2 minutes. I think that'll be a nice stretch for the shoulders and the hips. Good. All right, friends. So once you get there, settle into it, wiggle around a little bit to feel solid and stationed on your mat. And you can either stay upright, close your eyes, and breathe. Notice the sensations. If it feels good, it feels better. If you want to take it deeper, you have options to kind of fold forward. Maybe the elbows rest on your legs. And you can gently tuck your chin in as well, getting a little bit more stretch in the back of your neck. Notice your knees. Make sure there isn't any pain. If there is and you've come forward, then just come up, come back to that upright position. And then, like I said, if you need a blanket, put that blanket under the side of your body where you feel a little imbalanced, if that's happening. And as you're here, breathe into your back body. Expand with your breath. Let that breath get into those tight spaces and places where you might be holding energy and tension. And on those exhales, release that energy and tension, my friends. We do not need to hold on to it. Let it go if it no longer serves you. Conversations, feelings, resentments, anger. Remember, forgiveness is for ourselves. It's for our own peace. It's not for them. If somebody has wronged you, then they have to ask for amends, and sometimes, right? Sometimes you get the apology, sometimes you don't. That's why forgiveness is a beautiful gift we give ourselves. All right, stay for one more breath in and out. And on that next inhale, slowly come back up, unwrap your arms, fly the arms a little bit like the eagle you are. And then we can unwrap the legs in, a traditional way. Or if you want to join me, I'm going to take a little spin. So I'm going to take my hands on the floor, press into the outside edges of my feet to lift. And then I get to do a little twirl. And when we do that, we arrive with the other leg on top. So just a little fun for you. All right, switching from side to side. Again, notice if you feel uneven on one side. If you do, slide that blanket or block whatever you need underneath your legs or underneath your hips. And again, find that evenness. Again, notice the knees. If there's any pain or discomfort, support them as you need to. All right, so my left knee is on top. My right arm is going to cross over once, maybe twice. Again, maybe I stay up. If this feels better for you on this side, stay up. If you want to come forward, maybe you come into that fold, and you get to choose when you want to take that fold, if you take it at all. All right, so it's all very personalized, and this is why I love our practice of yin. All of our bodies are so different and unique. in the way that they move and stretch and expand. So this practice is very, very aware and personalized to you. It's a practice of awareness. What are you feeling in your body? Where are you feeling it? And if you want to take it a little bit deeper into the cervical spine, tuck your chin in. And breathe deep. Keep your breath flowing. If you find yourself holding your breath, then perhaps you've gone a little too deep and you need to come out a little bit. That's okay. That is literally practicing your yoga. When you respect and you honor the body that you showed up with on the mat today. Sometimes we need to release old versions of ourselves in our heads. We've changed, we've grown. That's a beautiful and positive thing. I'm definitely not the woman I was 3 years ago when I got a divorce. I am very different in different ways. Some good, some bad, but I think it's all good. Different woman than I was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. I hope you all have grown and changed a little bit too. Okay, one more full round of breath in and out. And then slowly come up, inhale, flap those arms, fly away to your favorite place. And then you may gently unwrap your legs, my friends. Now, we've been bound up a little bit for some time. So take some movement. I'm going to take my feet into windshield wipers. My feet are on the outside edges of my mat. And then I'm just going to gently bring the knees side to side, getting a little internal and external hip rotation here. And you can linger for a moment or two in that space if you wish. Or if there's anything else that your body is asking for, it needs a different kind of movement. Listen to your body. What is it asking for? Does it need a fold? Does it need a stretch? Does it need a little wiggle? All right, so a couple more moments. Maybe you take the legs straight, give them a little wiggle, maybe reaching forward. Let us get a little bit into the hips. I know we didn't talk too much about the hips today, but this will definitely benefit our low back. So let's take this into a traditional butterfly. Soles of the feet come together. Use any props that you need. Sit on a mat, sit on a blanket, sit on a bolster. Use blocks if you need to. So let's go ahead and let's bring it here. Soles of the feet together, close, far, whatever floats your boat today, my friends. Sitting up or rounding forward, totally up to you. If you want to make it a little more soft, you can bring that bolster underneath the legs and then just begin to fold forward. I want to bring us here for let's take this into a longer hold. Let's be here for 4 minutes. Really get into this nice forward fold position. All right, I see a little comment. I'm going to pop over there. If you're into it, go for it. Good morning, Daniela. Hey, from Jersey. Yes, ma'am. I'm so glad you're here. Okay. So just invite that stillness. Maybe close your eyes. Begin to go inward. If you want to take a block, you can take a block too for your forehead for a little support. So if you want, take it in between your feet or something like that. Bring your forehead down. This is a lovely support if holding the neck is just a little too much, but you want to get kind of like the full experience here. Just allow gravity to do all the work here. Wherever you find yourself, just be there and breathe. Keep breathing into the back body. Keep allowing the head, the shoulders, the neck to come forward as much as you can that feels safe. You're just letting gravity do the work. We're not pulling or forcing our body into any shape. Keep releasing on those exhales. It's one of the great benefits of this practice is that with those exhales, we release the breath, we release anything that we're holding on to. Stay for one more breath. And then using your hands on the floor, supporting you, slowly inhale and we come back up. Whew, so nice. All right, maybe take the hands behind you. You can leave the feet on the floor if you like, knees up, and then just give your heart a little lift. And take it into a little baby back bend here. See how that feels. And then you can release and soften. And then inhale, lift again. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Keep a little bend in the elbows. Try not to hyperextend them here. Good. Release, let the shoulders soften. And then again, inhale, lift up. Big breath in. Good. Expand the front body and then slowly, gently release. All right. We are going to come down into a child's pose now, but bring your blocks along for the ride. We're not going to use them right away. We're going to just come down into a traditional child's pose to start. All right, my precious coffee, stay right there. Okay. So here we go with our blocks. Just keep them off to the side. Child's pose, so big toes together, let those sitting bones come back. If you want to place something underneath your forehead, you may, or if you want to slide some blocks, or excuse me, a bolster, some blankets in between your legs, you can do that. Otherwise, it is just a very gentle, mellow child's pose. We're just going to take for a minute, but then we're going to add on to get into the shoulders a little bit more. So arms can come down alongside you, forehead resting gently, breathing here. So you're getting a nice little stretch in the front of the ankles, the hips, the whole spine. If you want, you can rock your head a little side to side. So give your forehead a little massage here. And just be. All right, my friends. I'm going to slowly begin to extend the arms forward now, but let the elbows rest gently, and you can just be right here. Just pause here. Arms extended. We're going to be here for another minute. So we're taking this kind of into stages, just a gradual progression with this child's pose. And if you need, the arms can come a little wider than shoulders. Give your body the space that it needs. Remember, this practice is not a cookie cutter practice. This is not like a vinyasa where everybody's going to look the same. This is all what you feel in your body and where you feel like you need to take it and explore today. Right? So this is all you. All right, friends, slowly on your next inhale, lift up just a little bit. You can kind of cupcake or spider your fingers. Find those blocks now. All right, now some choices to get a little bit more into the shoulders. This is our, well, I guess we could take it into two more. All right, this is progressive. So if there's at any point where you're like, this is going too far for me, come back, drop back into the previous posture where you felt comfortable. We have this one and one more after this. So hands are on blocks now. So getting more into the shoulders. All of these holds are just 1 minute for a total of 4 minutes. So here we go. Hands on blocks now, arms extended, forehead comes down to the floor. Widen those blocks and hands, and if you need to, give your body the space that it needs. So a nice, slow, gradual opener for the shoulders. Keep reaching those sitting bones towards your heels and keep extending the arms forward. Feel that nice pull, right? That's what we're doing. Either we're compressing, which we are doing with the upper body and the legs, so some compression. And we have some elongation here. So we're pulling, we're adding stress. That is how we strengthen our soft tissues in yin, by stressing them. So we either do it by compression, we do it by twisting, and we do it by pulling apart. All right, friends, that was another minute with hands on the blocks. The next choice, the next thing we have for the shoulders, bring those blocks a little bit closer to you, enough so that you can place the elbows on the blocks. Leave a little space for your head, and we're going to be here for 1 minute. Now, if this is just not working for you for whatever reason, like I said, drop back into a posture where you felt good in, okay, where it was not too much. Okay, now we have palms together, elbows on blocks, forehead to the ground. And just breathe. And if you like, maybe you bring thumbs to the nape of your neck. I like a little movement with it, kind of flossing that area. And then I'll find stillness. Stay for one more big inhale and complete exhale. Now slowly begin to walk your hands backwards, maybe put them on the blocks, and slowly come up. All right, friends, that was probably a little over 5 minutes. with the pauses in between to set up. Go ahead and come to your hands and knees. Take it into some cats and cows. So when you're ready, flex and extend that spine. Leave a soft bend in your elbows. Push those sitting bones back, drop the belly down, lift the chest, and then as you exhale, tuck your pelvis, round your upper back, and look in between your legs. And keep moving with your breath. Inhale, open up, pull those shoulders back. Good, and then exhale, round, scoop under. All right. Now, if you want to stretch out your legs, maybe extend one leg behind you, press through that heel. Oh, and somebody said we had some tight calves. So here we go, my friends. Let's stretch out that calf. So press that foot back, that heel back. Good. And then you can switch whenever you like. Maybe you go through this 2 or 3 times at your own pace. We have another few moments for this stretch. Don't feel rushed. We have all the time in the world. Press that heel back. Good. And then maybe switch one more time. Nice stretch for the calves. Love this. All right, we're going to get into some deep stuff here. We're going to go all out. We're going to bring ourselves into a half saddle. Now, choices for that half saddle. You can go full saddle if you like, because we're going to do it 2 minutes each side, so a total of 4 minutes. If you can do full saddle, go for it. If you want to take it into a little half saddle with support, because it is very intense. And that's why I wanted to forewarn you that it was going to be a pretty intense posture. You can move this aside. You can bring a bolster and a block to the back of your setup. Sit in front of that bolster, and you'll bring that foot, you're bending the knee, and that foot's going to come by your hip. And then you can lay back on the bolster. All right. So again, wherever you are in your practice, if you want to take it deeper, if this is like, yeah, this is cool, but this is more like restorative for me. This is more like restorative for me. So I am going to lose the bolster. But if you need more here, you can take a block at the top of that bolster, make a little incline to make it a little more accessible. Okay, so this would be like the most supportive. And then next would be taking that block, moving it aside, or finally, nothing. Okay, so you get to choose your adventure today, as you always get to choose. I'm going to extend my left leg, right knee is bent, and I'm going to start here on the elbows and then lower myself down. You can do that at your own time, gradually. Like I said, we're going to take this for 2 minutes on each side. So get ready, get comfy, and we start. Now the knees do not need to be all the way together like as we normally do in like a hatha class, right? So it doesn't need to be super tight and narrow. You can let that right knee open up a little bit, okay? Think about the quad, right? We're compressing the lower leg and the upper leg together, but we're also getting this nice stretch all the way from the knee all the way up through the hip. So if you can, maybe you begin to lower yourself down onto your bolster, onto the floor. Arms can be alongside you, or maybe you take the arms overhead, clasp elbows. And this is a nice little option for the upper body as well. So we're almost 50 seconds in here. Try to soften and release. You're going to feel that sensation. I want you to feel it, but also release it too. And that left straight leg is very relaxed. The toes kind of open up to the side. Nice full breath in. Release. Let it go. I told you it was going to be an intense one. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling like an absolute newbie. This is what happens when I don't teach yin for like 5 months. I don't like that. I'm never not doing this again. Try to soften those hips. All right, friends, whatever position you took, if you came all the way down to the floor, prop yourself up on those elbows. Then maybe you stay there and you can switch out your legs. Or if you need to come up the whole way and release the leg, you can do that too. All right, here we go. Other side, right leg straight, left knee bends. Good. And then again, maybe you just kind of ease your way into it. So lower yourself onto your elbows. Situate yourself, whatever you need to do. And the timer is starting now. So maybe you're on the bolster with the block or just the bolster. Maybe you're joining me all the way down on the floor. Take it in stages. It's going to vary side to side. And just be patient. It takes anywhere from like 45 seconds to a full minute for the brain and body to kind of be like, oh, okay, we're just doing a yoga pose. We're not in any real danger. Okay, we can relax. So when your brain has gotten that signal that it's okay to relax, then maybe you come all the way down and soften into your shape. And add any arm variation that feels right. Arms overhead or to the side, out to a T, goalpost arms. It's all good. But when we take the arms overhead, we're getting a little bit more into the lung and heart meridians, which is, connected to our traditional Chinese medicine. Yin follows those meridian lines, the energy lines of the body, which is why certain postures benefit us. They benefit different regions and different meridian lines of energy in the body. Such wise people. I love it. This is why yoga is just a tradition I enjoy thoroughly. Because it's not just the philosophy part. It's not just how to live your life and how to be a good human, but how we can work through things using our bodies, right? We've all had some kind of trauma, I believe, right? That's my philosophy. And it gets stored in the body, and we need to release that energy. Otherwise, it manifests as dis-ease in the body. We wonder why we have autoimmune disorders and cancer and other things like that, right? Also has to do with our food. Oof, don't get me started. Okay, that was 2 minutes, my friends. I got to get on my yoga soap blocks for a minute or two. All right, we're coming out of our half saddle on the left side. So bring those elbows down. You can gently roll over to one hip or to the right hip, release that left leg, and then just come back down onto your spine. And let's just pause here. Let's take a little constructive rest. Back of your head, whole spine, hips are on the floor. Plant those feet about mat distance and just let the knees knock together so they're supporting one another. Arms can be alongside your body or resting on you. And just breathe here. Take a moment to just be. And you may even rock your head a little bit side to side. Good. And now you can do the same thing with your legs, maybe a little windshield wiper side to side. If there's anything else your body is asking for, please take that movement. If you want to take it into a little bridge, you can plant the feet hip distance and then maybe just a little hip lift on an inhale. Exhale, slowly bring them down. Just whatever your body is asking for and craving. Good. All right, we're going to bring it into a twist. So keep those feet as wide as your yoga mat. And now gently bring the knees over to the right. So getting into a twist, but also really good for the low back. So I know my low back people, hope this feels good for you. Now, options just to keep the legs as they are, or take that externally rotated leg, which is going to be my right leg. I'm going to bring that ankle just above that foot, just above my knee. And that's going to give me a little bit more twist and rotation here, getting into the psoas, getting into the low back. And that psoas is a muscle, it wraps around. It's an interesting one because it goes through your pelvis and it gives us a lot of issues. So this hopefully feels really nice to just be here and breathe. Nice breath in, smooth exhale out. Taking those nice full breaths in, and exhale it out nice and smooth. If you brought that right foot on top of your quad, release it and then slowly inhale, bring the knees up. Again, windshield wiper them a little side to side. All right, friends, how you doing? Good? Feeling good here? We have one more side to do, and then we are going to be pretty close to wrapping up our class today. So thanks again for joining. All right, keep those feet as wide as your yoga mat and then gently bring them over to the left. Again, arms can be anywhere you like. If this is enough for you, enough rotation and enough twist, and you can stay right here and just be. And if you are ready for a little bit more, you want to feel a little bit more in the low back, a little bit more sensation in that hip flexor as well. Take that left foot just above your right knee. And that right knee is just dropping a little bit closer to the earth. So that's where you're going to feel that twist. You're going to feel that over the top of your hip. You're going to feel it over that crest. If you feel it, you can squeeze it, feel it. Oh, yeah. So good. Keep those breaths flowing in and out. Those breaths be nice and full. Let the rib cage expand with your breath. And then exhale, belly button to spine. All right, friends, gently, carefully release that foot. And then inhale, bring those knees up. Again, a couple windshield wipers side to side. Just kind of release the low back and the hips. Or if there's something else that you would like to do, go ahead. Feel free to add that in right now. All right, and I feel like I need a little stretch. I'm going to straighten that right leg, bring the left knee into my chest. And just hold here and then maybe rock it left to right. See how that feels. And switch out your legs. Left leg extends, right knee hugs in. Again, just breathe here for a moment or two. And then when you're ready, just gently shift that right knee side to side. Just give it a little movement. And then when you're ready, go ahead and extend that right leg to meet the left leg. And just give them a little wiggle. Let them just kind of rotate in and out. Good. And maybe one last time, hug both knees in towards your chest. Gently lift your head and bring your nose towards your knees. Give your body a little squeeze. Good. Release those feet. We are setting up for Shavasana. So grab a bolster, place it underneath your knees. Take a blanket, place it under your head. And we will prepare for our last posture. So thank you, friends, for joining today. It's been awesome. This is my third class back on Insight Timer after a 5-month break. So it feels pretty good to be back and back in the swing of teaching online. I have been teaching online for the past 5 months, but for a company, I was teaching senior fitness online, which is a ton of fun. But I am heading back into the classroom in the fall. I've accepted a position for a primary autism program, so kindergarten first and second, which is what I originally started teaching 20 years ago. Oh my gosh, can I say that? Yes, I can. So I will be seeing more of you, especially on Friday nights. So don't forget me, Friday nights, about 4 p.m., maybe 5 p.m. I haven't decided yet. Depends on how Fridays go at work. But I will definitely be on here all summer long. Tuesdays at 8 a.m. and then the Friday practice will be 4 p.m. most likely. If not, it might be an 8 a.m. class, but I'm going to try to see how the summer goes. Play it out, play it by ear. Don't forget, on the 19th, I have a Yin Yoga chakra balancing class that I do every season change, and this will be for the summer solstice, so please join me for that. It's a set of 7 postures, kind of workshop-y. I talk you through it. I tell you what, if you're balanced or imbalanced in the chakras. So let us go ahead and find our comfy Shavasana now. And just begin to find stillness in your body on your mat. Maybe you're on your back, or maybe you're on your side, or perhaps you decided to take it face down, prone. Whatever feels right for you today, whatever your nervous system is asking for. Let the arms move away from your body in a low V position. Let that natural air conditioning system work for you. Legs are relaxed and toes are slightly turning out. And the back of your head is on the flat part of the skull. And you may close your eyes from top to bottom. In the same way we started, just soften through your facial features. Smooth out your forehead skin. Unfurrow the eyebrows in between, right? The third eye center, soften that space. Unclench your jaw so there's some space in between your top and your bottom teeth. And your tongue is resting gently in the palate. And we have come to the most important pose in our entire practice, Shavasana. Okay, my friends, let us begin to deepen our breath. Invite some fuller breaths into the body. And now bring some gentle movements to your fingers and to your toes. Gently coming back into your body and into your space. Take your thumb and run it along the other finger pads. And now bring it into some wrist and ankle circles in one direction. Good. All right. And reverse those circles. Got to go both ways, even it out. On your next big breath in, reach your arms overhead. Take a full body stretch. Point those toes. Good. And then when you're ready, just carefully bend one knee at a time and roll to one side and just pause there. Just wait. I see Betty is already there. She beat us there. She's been there like the whole time. All right, friends, bring your hands down. Slowly come back up and let us find a comfortable seat. And we'll close our Tune In Tuesday Yin Yoga practice. And I see a couple comments. I'm just going to pop over. The last pose is not one I remember doing. Which one, Grace Ann? Oh, Antonina. It's a beautiful name. Thank you for this. Helped my sore body rise for the day ahead. I love that. Good. Yes, that's what this is all about, right? And like typically yin classes, we either find them either early in the morning or kind of later in the evening. Yin classes is like, yin is one of those practices you do like either before the body has fully warmed up yet. So I haven't really done any activity this morning yet. I'm going to go take her to the park and do my 12-minute lymphatic drainage routine. And then we'll go for a walk. And then I have another workout schedule. So my body is still like early, right? Haven't really woken up yet, so to speak. Or it's done later in the day after you've done all of the activity and the body is winding down. So You'll catch yin classes typically early in the morning or later, never usually midday. So, all right, friends, let's sit up nice and tall. Okay, shoulders over hips. On your inhale, arms reach up and overhead, palms touch. Exhale, bringing down all of that divine universal energy to your heart centers. And that divine universal energy vibrates as the frequency of love through which you and I and all sentient beings are connected on this planet. The light in me salutes and honors the light in you, my friends. Namaste. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for your time and energy, your donations. Also, just, you being here and giving me your feedback as we're doing our flow. I love it. Anytime something is, like not working out for you, I try to be mindful of the chat. So I come over and I check out the comments and see how I can support you in our class. And then, of course, when you come in and you're like, man, I'm stressed. I have this, I have that, my neck, my shoulders, my hips, my back. I want to know. All right, friends, thank you so much. And I will see you on Friday at 4 p.m. with this little one.